Hello students, welcome to Sreenath. In this video, we are going to discuss the 9th chapter, which is data handling from 6th class CBSE Max subject students. So, my name is Karthik Lune. We are creating videos on all subjects and all chapters from class 6 to class 12. So, please do subscribe our channel. Also, like and share our videos, students. So, without wasting time, we are going to start this session. So data handling, this is our present chapter name, and before we are going to start the session, just we see what are the concepts we are going to learn. After that, we will discuss each in detail and we will solve some example problems, but exercise problems will not be solved in this video. If you want the exercise problems to be solved and to be uploaded by us, so please drop a comment below so that we will upload the exercise videos on this channel, students. Okay, so we will start the session. That is the introduction to the data handling chapter, students. Next thing is recording data. So what is meant by data? We are going to learn about it, and how to record data, what is meant by recording data. And next thing is organization of data. So how to organize the data, what is the better way? That is the thing we are going to discuss, students. Next thing is pictograph. What does a pictograph really means? Next thing is interpretation of a pictograph. How you will interpret pictograph. Next thing is drawing a pictograph. And later we are going to discuss about bar graph. Why we need bar graph? Does pictograph does not meets our conditions or necessaries? Why we need bar graph? We are going to learn about it, and how to interpretations of a bar graph, and how to construct a bar graph also we are going to learn, students. So drawing a bar graph, how to draw a bar graph. So that is the thing also we are going to learn about it. So this is the whole chapter, students, that's we are going to learn now. So this is the end of the chapter, students. So in this present chapter, students, we are going to learn about all these concepts. So our chapter overview is completed. So now without wasting time, we are entering into the data handling chapter, students. Okay, so introduction. So students, in your class, sometimes you observe that your teacher will take attendance of your class, and your teacher will record the attendance of your class, and your teacher also record the marks of every exam of all the students in the class. So in the same way, if you see the cricket scoreboards, there are some numbers on the cricket scoreboards. For example, it is the information about the bowlers. So A is a bowler, B is a bowler, C is a bowler, and D is a bowler. 4 bowlers. So how many overs they have taken, and how many maiden overs they have taken, and how many runs they have given, and how many wickets they have taken. So all these list of the information about the cricket bowlers is running on the scoreboard, students. And about the batsmen also the same, how many balls they have faced, how many runs they have hitted, and how much time they have taken to score that much of score, like that, students. So in the game of a cricket, students, the information is recorded. If you observe here, this information all is recorded. So how the information is recorded, how the information is organized, so how to interpret the information. So recording is not simple, students. As we say, this team has won the match and this team has lose the match. So this is so simple. We can simply say that the team has won and the team is not won, lose, like that. But recording the information regarding batsmen, bowlers, overs, maiden overs, runs, balls faced, so all this information is also recorded in while the match is running. So if you want to store all this information, if you want to record all this information, it is not as much as is. So students, So These tables provide what, students? Data. So what is meant by data here? First thing, you have to know the meaning of data. Data is a collection of numbers gathered to give some information. Data is nothing but collection of numbers. Collection of numbers gathered to give some information. To give some information. So basically, if you see all these numbers, what numbers represent information. Okay, students. So the data is nothing but the collection of numbers gathered to give some information. All this data will give some information, students. So simply, data is nothing but it is the collection of information in the form of numbers. Sometimes the data may be in the other forms also, not in the numbers. It may be in pictures, it may be in some other things. So one conclusion is that data handling, in which data is collection of the information which is in the form of numbers. Next thing is recording data. How we will recording data. So how to record the data? So students, here there is an example. So there is a class which is going for a picnic, and their teacher asked their choice of fruits out of banana, apple, orange and guava. Out of these fruits, what is their choice? What is their choice? So teacher asked Uma to prepare that list. So that is the thing, students. So this information has to be gathered and this information has to be recorded. What is the information we require now? Basically, what we require is that here what we require is that the class is going for a picnic, and in the picnic they want some fruits to eat in the picnic. So they have to choose what fruits they have to eat, and teacher asked for their choice out of four fruits: banana, apple, orange or guava. And Uma has to do this work. Uma has to do this work, students. So she prepared a list of all children. She wrote all the names of the children's 30 members, and all the against their name what is the choice of their fruit. At every time, right, wrote the choice of fruit against. Suppose if there is Raghav, his choice is banana. Suppose if there is Preeti, her choice is apple. Like that. So this list would help the teacher to distribute fruits according to their choice. So in this way, Uma has recorded the information, recorded the data. Which student wants which student want which fruit, and how many fruits the teacher have to buy, how many fruits the teacher have to bring. Okay, students. So if the teacher wants to know number of bananas she have to buy, or number of apples, number of oranges she have to buy, how to know it? So for that, if she starts under Raghav banana, Preeti apple, like that, so it is time consuming. Suppose if there are 50 students, it takes too much time. So Uma writes only the names of these fruits one by one, like that: banana, apple, guava, orange, apple, banana. So here there is a banana, apple, guava, only these. So she didn't write the names. Only if Raghav wants banana, so first banana, next apple. Preeti wants apple, next apple. If Amar wants guava, next guava, orange, apple, like that. The list is like that, students. So this is also the recording the information, recording the data. This is one way of recording the data. This is another way of recording data. So this way of recording data is complicated to finalize how many fruits we want. So she tried in another way. So this way of recording information is also difficult. In this way also she can't do easily. It also takes some more time. So she has to look for another way to record data in a easyable way, so that it takes much less time and it does not hesitate us. So by doing this method, does the teacher's work is less? Teacher's work becomes easy? No, not at all. So Salma has another idea. So Salma came up with another idea, and what she has done, she made 4 squares on the floor. So she has made 4 squares on the floor. Every square is kept for fruit of one kind only. Suppose if this is the square, this square is for one fruit only. Suppose it is for banana only, it is for orange, it is for guava, it is for apple, like that. Each square is for one fruit only. So, and she asked the students to come up and put a pebble on the square. Which fruit you want? If you want banana fruit, then you have to take the pebble and put it on the banana square. If you want an orange fruit, we have to take pebble and put it on the orange square. Or if you want guava, they have to come and put a pebble on the guava. Like that, if this process goes on, and then if you see banana, how many pebbles, oranges, apples, guava. So if you see students, if the teacher wants to know how many bananas I have to bought from the market, then if she comes, so simply by counting the number of pebbles here, suppose 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so she simply count the pebbles and know, okay, I have to bought 8 bananas, that's it. And coming to oranges, 3 oranges, and coming to apple, 5 apples, and coming to guava, 4 guavas. Like that, the work is so easy. The work is so easy. We can do it simply. It is as easy. Okay, students, like that. So that is the thing. So this way of recording the data is very easier. So by counting the pebbles in each square, we can quickly tell how many we need. So even though if it is for 40 students, even though if it is for 50 students, even though for it is 100 students, we can do this task, students. So this is the beautiful thing of recording data. So we can do this task also by this method also, but there is a lot of difference between this method and this method. It will takes very less time and very easy to analyze and very easy to calculate. Next thing is organization of data. Organization of data. So previously we have discussed about recording of data. So different ways to record the data here. So we will take the same example. Okay, students. So to the same situation, to get the same information, Ronald needs only a pen and a paper, not the pebbles and not the squares, like that. So he didn't need pebbles. What he has done, so he just simply written the banana, and and he asked the students, and he has made the tick marks like that. So further, by counting the tick marks, you can easily get. So he made the work so much easy, and he has counted the tick marks and write the number here. So simply how many bananas we need, you can see simply this number, that's it. So this is the called organization of data. So the information is same from the starting, but how you record it and how you organize it, how you represent it is the matter that makes you sense. Okay, students, so it is so simple. This is called organization of data, students. Which is the best method, means this type is the best method. So here there are examples regarding organization of data. We are going to solve those, students. Example 1. So in this example 1, a teacher wants to know the choice of food of each student as a part of midday meal program. There is a midday meal program and the teacher wants to know what is the student's choice for midday meal program. So the teacher assigns the work of collecting the information to Maria. So Maria has to collect this data, collect this information about their choice of food for midday meal program. So Maria doing this work using a pen on using a paper. Okay, paper and pen like that. So how she has done means they have arranged the columns and choices here: rice only, chapati only, both rice and chapati like that, and number of students in another column. So she looks how many wants rice only, then she will tick for if how many students. She will mark for every student, she will mark one line, so that he has done the task. So finally counting this once, in the previous case counting the pebbles, just like counting this once you will get. So Umesh, after seeing this table, and she has suggested some more ideas to get easily, that she has counted these marks, counted these numbers, and he has written them in the numbers. That is, the number of students is 17. So that if teacher comes, she no need to count herself. See, she can just see these numbers. That's it. And next, Rajan made it much simpler. How means Rajan has grouped five students, 5 students, 5 students, 5, so that if there is a circle means 5 students, it is a group. So we can simply say there are 3 circles, so 5 3s are 15 plus extra is 2, that is 17, like that. So finally teacher came and suggested that 5th mark can be write as a cross. 5th mark can be write as a cross, so that it is very easy. So if you have a cross like this and 2, it means 7. If you have 2 crosses like this, it is 10, like that. So finally there are 3 crosses and 2 extra, that is 17. There are 2, which means 10 plus 3, 13. So this is called as tally marks, students. What is the thing? Tally marks. Tally marks. So 1 2 3 4, 5th column is like it says 5. So next is example 2, students. Ekta is asked to collect data for size of shoes of students in her class 6. Ekta has to collect the size of shoes of their students. So first she has collected like that 5 4 7. First student size is 5, second student size is 4, like that. So Jade wanted to know size of shoes worn by maximum number of students. So what is the size maximum number will worn? Maximum number of students worn which size, and minimum number of students wore which size. So can you get the direct information for this from this table? No. For that you have to, Ekta has prepared a separate table using tally marks, so that shoe size 4, how many students are having shoe size 4? So tally marks for that is total tally marks, that is number of students is 5 students want, and the shoe size 5 is 8 students, shoe size 6 is 10 students, shoe size 7 is 7 students, and shoe size 8 is 2 students wants. Like that this task is going on. Okay, students, so by seeing it you can simply say what is the maximum size, maximum students are preferring which size, that we can say that is size number 6, 10 members are preferring it. What is the minimum number of students preferring the size, that is the 2 members only preferring that size, that is size 8. Like that you have to collect, students. So this is called as the organization of data using the tally marks. So next concept is we are going to learn is that, students, pictograph. Pictograph. So if you see in the figure, there is a cupboard and it is having 5 compartments. In each compartment a row of book is arranged, so the details are indicated in the adjoining table. So students, which row has the greatest number of books? and which row is the less number of books. So by simply seeing, we can say that this row 4 has having the greatest number of books and row 3 is having the less number of books. Why? So there are pictures and we can simply see them, simply count them. So students, so pictograph information which is in the form of a pictures, it is very easy to access, very easy to understand, very easy to calculate. The picture visually helps you to understand the data. It is called pictograph. A pictograph represents data through pictures of objects. So pictograph represents the data through pictures of objects, friends. So it helps answer the questions on the data like that. So interpretation of pictograph. So we are going to write what is meant by pictograph. Pictograph represents the data through pictures of objects. So pictograph represents the data to pictures, students. Next thing is interpretation of a pictograph. How you will interpret the pictographs. Interpretation of pictograph. So example 3 is there, students. By seeing the example, we are going to learn. The following pictograph shows the number of absentees in a class of 30 students. There is a class. In that class, there are 30 students, and this table shows the number of absentees in the previous week. So if we see from Monday to Saturday, so number of absentees are represented here. So on which day were the maximum number of students absent? So here it is the example 3. On which day maximum number of students are absent? So by seeing this thing, we can easily say. So here the number of absent is 5, here 4, here 2, here there is no absentees, here 1, and here there is 3 plus 4 plus 4, 8. So there are 8 absentees, 8 students were absent on Saturday. So on which day the maximum number of students absent? So on Saturday. It is the answer for first question. So Saturday. So next thing, which day had full attendance? So on which day full attendance? Full attendance means there is no absentees. So in which day there is no absentees? Obviously it is Thursday. And next thing, what is the total number of absentees in that week? So in that week, how many absentees are there? Total number of, so it is 5, 4, 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 2, 11, 11 plus 1, 12, 12 plus 8, 20. So there are 20 absentees in that, 20 absentees. Okay students, like that. So next thing is colors of a fridges preferred by the people living in a locality. So are shown by the following pictograph, students. So colors of the fridges, students, the blue color, green color, red color, white color, and number of people liking the blue, number of people liking the green, number of people liking the red, number of people liking the white, and comment below what is your favorite color, friends. Okay, so if there is a symbol of this, it says that 10 people, it represents 10 people. So if you come into the blue, how many symbols like this there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So which says that each picture represents 10 people. There are 5 pictures which says that there are 50 people who likes blue color, and here there are 3 pictures. Each picture represents 10 people, so there are 30 peoples, and there is 3, 5, and there is half here. So what does it mean? There is half picture, which means each picture represents 10 people, then a half picture represents 5 people. So there are 5 pictures, 50 people, and there is a half picture, so 5 people, so that is 55 people. Next 2 pictures, each picture is 10 people, so 20 people. That is the thing, student. So from this pictorial representation, we have to answer some questions. Find the number of people preferring blue color. How many of the people are preferring the blue color? That is the example 4. How many are preferring the blue color, students? If you see 1 2 3 4 5 5 images are there, 5 pictures are there, each picture represents 10 people, so total 50 people. And how many people like red color? How many of people liking the red color? If you see 1 2 3 4 5 5 full pictures are there, so how many people? Each picture 10, so 50 people, plus there is a half picture. Half picture means 5 people, so red means 55 people are liking the red color, students. That is the way. So next thing is also there is a survey, students, carried out by 30 students. So what is the mode of transport of the 30 students? So if you see, each emoji smiley gives rise the one student. So here there are 4 emojis, 4 students coming by private car, and 5 images, 5 are coming by public bus, and there is 5 and another 5, 11 are coming school bus, 3 are coming cycle, and 7 are coming walking. From the pictograph, we learned that number of students coming by private car is 4. Maximum number of students use the school bus. This is the most popular way. Okay, students. So there are the questions we have to solve. Is there any questions? So there are some answers. The number of students coming by private car is 4. Like that, students. Here also same thing, students. One emoji of watch represent 100 wristwatches. How many are sold? Like that. So this is all about the interpretation of pictograph, students. So if you complete it, next thing is drawing a pictograph. How to draw a pictograph, students? So we have seen what is meant by a pictograph. It is a pictorial representation of data, and how to interpret the pictorial graph. We have already done that task. Next thing is drawing pictograph. How to draw a pictograph? Drawing a pictograph. So this is the 9.6, like that. So drawing a pictograph, interesting, students, but sometimes it is time taking and it takes some time. It is sometimes complicated. Why means, if there is a symbol like which we have used for things maybe represented for multiple units, and there is difficulty to draw every time this. Suppose if you instead of it, if you use a simpler symbols like this. So if this represents what it is, if this represents the 5 students or 5, then if you want to represent 4 or 3, how we can represent? Then if you want to represent the 4, then you can represent it with, it is 4, and if you want to represent the 3, you can represent it with 3, like that. 2 means 2. If you want to represent 1, then it is the 1. So like that we can represent, students. So example 7. The following are the example 7. The following are the details of number of students present in a class of 30 during a week. So during a week, number of students are present in the class. So on Monday, 24 students are present. On Tuesday, 26 students are present. On Wednesday, 28 students are present. On Thursday, 30 students. So there is full attendance, students. 30 students are present. On Friday, 29 students are present. On Saturday, 22 students are present. So this is the information they have given in a table like that. So we have to convert this information into pictograph. We have to represent it in the pictograph. So with the previous assumptions we have made, we can write it simply, students. So with the help of these things we can write it. So for Monday, how many? 24. So if you write, it is the 5. It is the 5. So it is the 5. It is the 5. 5 plus 5, 10. It is the 15. It is the 20. So after 20 there is 24. So we have to represent 4 only. If this represent 5, 5, 5, 5. For what we have to represent 4? How you represent it? That is by this. This is the 4. Okay, students, that is the case. Next thing is, so in this way, how to represent Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, everything, 26, 28, 30, 29, 22, like that, students. The following are the number of electric bulbs purchased for a lodging house during the first month of year. So again, here also, if you are, again here also we have to represent, for 10 bulbs, you have to represent like this. If there is decrease, you have to make it half like that. That is the task, students. Next thing is bar graph. Why we need bar graph and what is meant by bar graph? These are the questions answered in this session. A bar graph. So pictograph is interesting, but pictograph takes some time to draw the diagrams, and every time you have to assign some values to the pictures. So that is also a difficult task, friends. So for that we are searching for another way of representing data, that is the bar graphs. So bar graphs consists of a bars of uniform width. So the length of the bar represents the given number, how much value it is. Okay, students. So that is called as bar diagram or bar graph. Now, interpretation of bar graph. Okay, students. How you will interpret using bar graph, students? Interpretation of bar graph. So students, so here look at the example of a vehicles traffic, students, at a busy road in Delhi. So this was studied by a traffic police, students. So from morning 6 a.m. to 12 noon, the bar graph representing from morning 6 a.m. to 12 noon, how many vehicles are crossing a junction. Okay, students. So here, so this is the time interval, students, from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. and 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. like that. These are the bars which equal width, students. So the length of these bars represents the how many vehicles. So here we have taken the scale. The scale is 1 unit length is equals to 100 vehicles. So if the length of the bar is 1 unit, it means that there are 100 vehicles. If the length of bar is 2 units, it means that there are 200 vehicles. From the bar graph, you can simply say this bar is the longest bar. So it is having longest length. That is almost 12 units. So which means 1200 vehicles are moving. So in which time? In 7 to 8. In 7 to 8 a.m. So by simply seeing this picture, we can know where, in which time maximum number of vehicles going. Simply this is the longest bar and this is the shortest bar. So in this time less number of vehicles are moving, that is 6 to 7. Like that, friends. So by seeing this, we can simply say what is the maximum number and what is the minimum number. Like that, friends. The total traffic during the 2 peak hours as shown by the 2 long bars. So the total traffic is between the 2 peak hours, that is 7 to 8 and 8 to 9, given by 2 long bars. Like that, friends. So in the numbers in the data, if the numbers are in the data are large, then you may need a different scale. Sometimes, students, if the numbers in the data are larger, then we have to change the scale. Here 1 unit length is equal to 100 vehicles. Suppose if you want to represent the population of India, then the numbers is in crores, number of population is crores. So we have to change here the scale. How much scale is 1 unit length equal to 10 crores. Here 1 unit length is equal to 100 vehicles. So we have to change that so that we can simply know. Otherwise, if you use the same 100, so the bar graphs will goes like that. Okay, students. So we have to 1 unit length is equal to 10 crores, like that, students. Here there is an example. Read the adjoining bar graph. Here there is a bar graph showing the number of students in a particular class of a school. So this bar graph is showing the number of students in a particular class of a school in the different academic years. if you see on this vertical axis, they're representing number of students, and there is a bar graph. So these are the vertical bars having same width, and this bar is for 2000 year 2000 academic year, and this is for 2001, and this is for 2002, and this is for 2003. Okay students, so by seeing this we can simply say in which year maximum number of students are there in the school. So in the 2003 year there is maximum number. Why? Because the bar is very length. We know the length of the bar represents the number of students or number of anything. So how many students, if you come, you have to come towards it and you can observe it, that is almost above 50 plus students. Okay students, so what is the scale of this graph? What is the scale students? 1 unit length equal to 10 students. If you see here, it is 1 unit length and there are 10 students, so 1 unit length equal to 10 students. How many new students are added every year? So this year 30 students, next year 40 students, so every year 10 students are adding. Is the number of students in the academic year 2003 twice that year in 2000? So the number of years is in 2000 is 3, that is 50 plus students, and in the 2000 it is 30 students. It is double or not, like that you have to tell answer students. So this is the thing. So next, after completing the bar graph, there is drawing the bar graph. How you will draw the bar graph? Drawing a bar graph. Okay students, so just go back to the example where Ronald in section 9.3 had prepared a table representing choice of their fruits. So banana is liked by 8 students, orange is liked by 3 students, apple is liked by 5 students, and guava is liked by 4 students. So first, if you want to draw, first thing is we have to draw a horizontal line and a vertical line and horizontal line. After that, we have to draw bars representing each fruit. So each bar is for each fruit. There are 4 fruits, we have to draw 4 bars, and the bars must have equal width and they have equal space between the bars, and the length of the bars will shows the how many number of students are there, how many number of students liking there. So before that we have to select the scale. So you can select 1 unit length equal to 1 students. Why? Here the numbers are less than 10, maximum number, so we can take 1 unit length equal to 1 student. If the numbers are reaching 100, around 100, then you can take 1 unit length equal to 10 students, like that. So we get a bar graph as shown in adjoining figure students. Following table shows the monthly expenditure of Imran's family on various items. So students, Imran's family's family expenditure is given by table. House rent is 3000, food is 3400, education is 800, electricity is 400, transport is 600, miscellaneous is 1200. So to represent this data in a bar graph, how you will do it? So first thing is that students, first you have to draw vertical line and horizontal line. Okay students, so along the horizontal line you have to mark the items, that is house rent and food and education and electricity, like that. So for each item you have to draw a bar graph. It must have same equal length and equal spacing. So the length, how much length it has to be gone, is depending upon the how much expenditure it is spending. So next thing is you have to take bars of same width. Next thing is you have to choose the scale. So what is the maximum information number is, that is 3400 students. It is not exceeding 5000, like that. So we can take here the scale as 1 unit length is equals to 200 rupees. So now we have to calculate the length of the bars or the height of the bars. For house rent is what? House rent is 3000. So for each unit length it represents 200. So how many unit lengths it is? So you have to divide by 200. So 2 zeros 15 times. So 15 units, the length of the bar of house length is 15 units. So you have to measure the 15 units and draw a bar graph like this. And next thing, food 17 units, like that you have to draw again, like that you have to complete this bar graph, students. If you see here, it is that thing, and you have to name in x-axis, in horizontal and vertical, like that, friends. So finally our chapter is completed, students. Hope you have understood well, students. Chapter completed. So now we will see the whole summary of this chapter, students. So we will start the summary session. Data handling is the chapter. Introduction. So by seeing that there is a lot of information. So data means nothing but it is a collection of numbers gathered to give some information. Next thing is recording data. Sorry, students. So we have to record data. We use a much simpler way. So by recording data, and next thing is organizing data. How to organize the data? So we use finally what is our conclusion is that, students, we use tally marks to organize the data, students, and the tally marks represents, if this symbol is represents, if there is symbol, this represents 5, students, 5, like that. Next thing is the pictograph, students. Pictograph is a also represents the data through pictures or objects, students. It is very easy, we can easily analyze them. An interpretation of pictograph, by easily you can do it. If there is emoji, it will give how much it is, and sometime how much number it will represent, like that. And whenever we are creating a pictograph, students, drawing a pictograph, we have to make some assumptions. Suppose if it represents 5, then this represents 4, this represents 3, this represents 2, like that. We have to make some assumptions. Here this is represents 5, this represents 4, like that. And next thing is that, students, bar graph. So a bar graph is, students, it has vertical and horizontal lines. It represents the data in terms of bars of uniform widths, and can be drawn horizontally, vertically with equal spaces, students. Interpretation of a bar graph. Okay, students, that is the thing. So we can easily get the information from the bar graph. And next thing is drawing a bar graph. So for this, the process is that, students, first you have to draw a horizontal and vertical lines. Next thing is you have to select and mark the items on the horizontal line, and next thing is you have to draw the bars of same width with uniform gap, and next thing is you have to select the scale. So this is the procedure, students. So there is exam exercise problem, students, which you have to do. If you can't do them by your own, please leave a comment. So finally our chapter is completed. Our summary is also completed, students. So hope you have understood well. So have a nice day, keep smiling. Bye bye, students.